Ciao guys, so here a quick tutorial on how to use the Pace Pro if you want to thinking to buy the Garmin watch or if you never use it. As you can see here I'm gonna do an half marathon tomorrow morning, so we'll just catch the chance to go in Garmin Connect. You can find the app on your phone or either online is a website. So you go to training or workout session and there is like strategy for Pace Pro. You can create a new one or modify the one you have, but it's just better to create a new one. Here you can see on the right there are all the common distance, in this case half marathon. You can go by distance, by time or by pace. In this case I just will go by pace because it's a test for me. I got this kind of inflammation on my foot, so I will just prefer to don't push too hard. So here you can see you go by second, that's the average, okay, is the target goal as an average. Sorry for the Spanish like setup, but this is how I'm using actually computer and thing. That's the main page. As you can see, that's the average, as we saw, is flat. So in this way you start and you end at the same way. But if you push all the other way, called positive, you start super fast, like 3 minutes per kilometer, and you meet the average and then you just collapse as it's supposed to be eventually. Or other way around, you can start super easy and do for the going through the average, of course, and then crashing out all in. This is way harder to get because usually what is suggest is slightly positive. So in this way we have some extra time for the starting line, for the mess and the crowd and the slalom and the dribbling, and in this way we can just push eventually going on through the race, avoiding burnout. Here you can see kilometer by kilometer what is supposed to be the time of the interval. In this case I said the kilometer to have it kind of often. So here is just going positive, so it's cutting off few seconds each kilometer. The last one is longer, is 1.1, that's why it's higher again. And at the bottom right is the final time. So here I know for experience it's already gonna be hard to start at 5:30 because I don't want to start too much in the front, like be an obstacle for a faster runner. So I will just set up a couple of kilometers of warming up, even though I will warm up before, but slower, getting into the race pace. I don't need to do my PB, so flatten out around 5k. You see every kilometer at the end, of course, give the final time results. And yes, here I don't know how much to push. Actually a pretty safe spot would be a kind of 450 as an average test, because that's the marathon pace I want to do, and is in 1 month the marathon. So this race I will just catch the chance to do a kind of marathon training. 21k marathon pace is a kind of race pace target goal, so the workout is gonna be quite tough. That's the adjustment I'm doing. As you can see, everything is adjusted on real time. It's amazing. Now actually, as an experience by myself, for myself, it's really hard to stack on those, but you have to. I mean, if you know your time, if you know your training, if you know the route you're gonna do, it's just better you stack on this timing, and eventually the last kilometer you can push. When you think you've done, you do done. Here by the change you've done, of course, is gonna change the final time, and as you can see, here is our Pace Pro. Of course the title, to don't get confused, even though the time, the average and the final time it's shown. The first few kilometers between people and slowly ramping up. If you can hold, I mean, usually it's just better to set it in this way, so you get kind of someone pushing, the watch will vibrate and ring. So this is the software, the planning of. Let's see now how it's moving compared to the phone. That's the phone. Here you can go on the same, and you see it's like synchronizing, clouding. It's a bit different the layout, but at the end it's very similar. I prefer actually the one on the phone. Nowadays, at least Garmin focus so much more on the phone. Anyway, it's the one I'm using daily. The computer, I just the laptop because to show you better. Here everything is the same. We put anyway in the computer, so it's the same file, just open by the app. So now the only important thing to do is this square on top. As you can see, open the devices. I select my Forerunner 745 and here is the pairing. Activate the searching for the phone. Be sure to start the Bluetooth and you can see the pairing starts. Because I already sent it through the Pace Pro on the top right, the phone icon, now they're just exchanging the file. In this way, you see, when it's done, actually it's synchronized. And now to double check, for experience, always double check. You start the run activity, then you go through the option. So in the option, you're gonna open the workout and things, and you see Pace Pro plans. Pace Pro for Chirola, this is my half marathon I just planned. And in this way, you can double check the splits, if everything is fine or if you've dubbed. And here we are. So quick tutorial, if you never used, if you plan to use but you don't know how, if you think to buy a Garmin, that's a really cool feature. I always have Garmin, I don't know the other brand, but keep running, keep moving.